You spent 4 years and $100,000 on your college degree. You were promised wealth, security, and a future. You were promised a ticket into the middle class. But the reality is brutal. You were sold a lie. The higher education system is no longer an engine for social mobility. It is a trillion-dollar debt cartel designed to sell you a dream while chaining you to payments for decades. This cartel has 3 core mechanisms that quietly inflate tuition, guarantee massive student debt, and rig the job market against you. If you already have a degree or are planning to get one, your financial future has been targeted long before you ever stepped into a classroom. You were told education is an investment. The truth is, for millions, it has become a death sentence. Tuition did not explode because professors suddenly became greedy or because the quality of education suddenly improved. Tuition exploded because colleges discovered something far more profitable than teaching: luxury. Universities began competing not on knowledge but on amenities: climbing walls, resort-style swimming pools, gourmet dining halls that look like hotel buffets, branded gyms that feel like private clubs, shiny new buildings and student centers that look like airports and tech campuses. None of this makes you more employable. None of this improves the quality of your lectures. But it does something very important for the university. It justifies outrageous tuition. Students and parents walk onto campus and see luxury. Subconsciously, they equate nicer with better, more expensive with more valuable. They sign the loan documents, believing they're buying a premium future. In reality, they're buying marble countertops and lazy rivers. Your debt is paying for concrete, glass, and water features. The university banks the profit. You carry the bill. Then comes the second drain, hidden in plain sight: administrative bloat. Universities today look less like schools and more like corporations. Over the last few decades, the number of non-teaching staff has exploded. Deans, associate deans, assistant deans, communications officers, compliance officers, coordinators, consultants, diversity executives, layers and layers of bureaucracy. These people do not teach you. They do not grade your work. Many of them never set foot in a classroom, but they all get paid from your tuition and your loans. While class sizes grow and adjunct professors struggle on low wages, the administrative class thrives. Their salaries, bonuses, and benefits are quietly subsidized by your debt. You did not borrow money to fund intellectual growth. You borrowed money to fund a massive, self-perpetuating bureaucracy that exists to justify its own existence. The student debt crisis is not just funding education. It is funding an army of administrators who profit from keeping the system bloated and expensive. But the betrayal goes even deeper, and this is where anger turns into disbelief. The financial rigging is one level of the scam. The academic rigging is far worse. Universities aggressively market degrees with little to no real-world demand. Degrees that sound inspiring and meaningful, but have almost no job market waiting on the other side. Degrees that guarantee one thing above all else: long-term debt. Students pick these majors because they trust the institution. They believe that if a prestigious university offers a program, it must have value. They see glossy brochures, smiling graduates, inspirational slogans about changing the world. What they don't see is the cold financial reality. The job market does not care that this degree exists. The university knows which majors have poor employment outcomes. They know which programs rarely lead to high-paying work. But those majors are cheap to run. They require fewer labs, less equipment, and often lower-paid faculty. They are pure profit centers. So the machine continues: recruit, enroll, bill, graduate, forget. You walk across the stage holding a diploma. In that moment, it feels like achievement. But underneath the ceremony, that paper is quietly transforming into a heavy, inescapable bill. The university has already cashed out. The lender has already locked you in. You are the only one still waiting for the promised return on investment. Here is the twist most people never see until it's too late. The scam does not end with the university. The job market itself is part of the cartel. Employers now routinely demand a bachelor's degree for positions that clearly do not need one. Entry-level office work, basic admin roles, customer service, roles that could easily be learned in a few weeks of on-the-job training. Instead of evaluating skills, companies use the degree as a lazy filter. No degree, no interview. That single gatekeeping requirement forces millions of young people into the college pipeline, not because the work truly requires advanced knowledge, but because the system has normalized the degree as a paid toll to access basic economic participation. The degree has become less of a qualification and more of an entry ticket, a ticket you pay for with borrowed money. This is the double twist. Employers and universities are locked in a quiet partnership. Universities produce degrees, employers demand degrees, lenders fund the gap. You supply the lifetime of repayment. This is not about education. It is a trillion-dollar toll booth built across the road to the middle class. And while you're trying to pay off this toll, the fine print of your loans traps you even further. Student loans in many countries, especially in the United States, follow you almost everywhere you go. They cannot be easily discharged in bankruptcy. They can result in wage garnishment. They can swallow your tax refunds. They can haunt you if you take a break from work, if you get sick, if you try to start a family, if you want to start a business. Your life choices become financial calculations. Your dreams become budget line items. The degree that was supposed to give you freedom becomes the chain that narrows every decision. And yet every year, another wave of students signs the same agreements, walks into the same trap, and believes the same promises. But this is where the story can change. If you refuse to play by their script, you cannot rely on the institutions that profit from this system to fix it. Your career and your future depend on a different strategy. You need your own playbook. That starts with step 1, the ROI audit. Stop treating all degrees as equal. They are not. Some degrees open doors. Others close wallets. Before you pay a single dollar in tuition, calculate the real return on investment for your specific major at your specific university. What will your total cost be, including tuition, housing, fees, and interest on loans? What is the realistic starting salary in that field? Not the dream salary, not the exception, the median. If your total projected debt is more than about 2 years of your expected starting salary, you are not investing. You are volunteering for financial servitude. When the numbers do not make sense, walk away. Run. Step 2. Bypass the toll booth. The job market is changing faster than universities admit. Many of the most valuable skills today, coding, cybersecurity, digital marketing, data analysis, UX design, high-level sales, specialized trades, can be learned through targeted programs, certifications, Apprenticeships, boot camps, or self-directed study, often at a fraction of the cost of a full degree. Employers in these fields care more about what you can do than where you sat for 4 years. A portfolio, a track record, and demonstrable results carry more weight than a line on a diploma. If you can bypass the degree requirement entirely and still reach high-income roles, you have dodged the cartel. Step 3. The skill stacking strategy. If you are already in a degree program, or you decide you must have a degree for a specific licensed profession, then treat the degree as background process, not your entire plan. Use your 4 years strategically. While you attend classes, invest your free time in learning marketable, high-demand skills that complement or even replace your major. A humanities student who learns data analysis and digital advertising. A business major who learns programming and financial modeling. A psychology student who learns UX research and product design. Skill stacking turns a generic, oversupplied degree into a unique, valuable profile. The university gives you the credential. You build the competence. Step 4. The community college hack. If you are at the beginning of the journey, do not pay full price for the most generic part of the product. The first 1 or 2 years of college are usually filled with general education requirements, introductory classes that could be taught anywhere. Instead of paying premium university prices for these, complete them at a reputable, low-cost community college. Then, transfer your credits to the more expensive institution only when you reach the specialized courses that actually benefit from that brand name. This single move can cut your total debt in half without sacrificing the degree at the end. Step 5. Demand competency, not credentials. If you are already in a position of power or aim to be, help break the cartel from the other side. As an employer, manager, or founder, stop automatically demanding degrees for roles that do not truly require them. Evaluate skills, test abilities, and hire based on performance, not just paper. Every time an employer says, "degree required for a job that doesn't need one," the cartel grows stronger. Every time an employer says, "skills required," and drops the credential gate, another path opens for those who refuse the debt trap. The college degree scam is not a headline. It is a generational time bomb embedded in the lives of millions of young people. It delays families, businesses, home ownership, and financial independence. It quietly transfers wealth from students and parents to institutions, administrators, and lenders. Now that you understand how this machine works, your anger is not a weakness. It is fuel. Your curiosity is not a distraction. It is your protection. You do not have to play the role they wrote for you: obedient borrower, lifelong payer, grateful graduate. If you want to protect yourself and the next generation from this trillion-dollar cartel, you need to act differently, ask harder questions, and refuse to confuse price with value. If you are about to enroll, pause. Run the numbers. If you are already in debt, shift your focus from the piece of paper to the skills that can actually set you free. If you want a clear, practical starting point, click the first link in the description. There you can access our exclusive report, the top 20 most financially useless college majors you must avoid, and how to build a high-value career without destroying your future with unnecessary debt. Subscribe to the Hidden Wealth File and turn on notifications. We expose the financial systems designed to profit from your confusion before they quietly steal your future. Remember this truth: The degree does not guarantee wealth. The skills do.